So if you're a trim carpenter, you're going to be using nail guns, no doubt. And most likely, small, intricate stuff, you're going to be using 23 pin nailers. So today we're going to look at the two cordless options that are on the market. See which one may be better or the differences between them. So there are only two options as far as if you want to go cordless, fully battery cordless on the market for 23 gauge pinners. This is the Makita and this is the Hitachi, now known as Metabo HPT. So we'll first look at these. Both run off 18-volt batteries, no gas, nothing like that. There is other options out there on the market as far as cordless pinners if you do want to go gas, but then you have that consumable you're always buying. Yeah, we'll get shooting on some of this. I'm making some panels up for a client right now, some false doors, so get some real tiny, intricate moldings on it. So I'm going to shoot some of the moldings on with both of these guns. See how it does in some solid wood, some poplar, maybe even some harder wood too, and then go through some of the features of these. So first up is the Makita. Features on it. You can see the magazine here. It does have this red indicator there, so once it's empty it goes all the way out, and it does have dry fire lockout, so you won't continue to be shooting once your nails are out. It's got an extra tip there that comes with it. It does have a lock right here, so you can lock it out. If your battery's on it, you don't have to worry about it shooting anything when it's bouncing around in the back of your truck or in a box or bag or whatever. It also does have a little tiny light right there. Belt clip, you can put it on either side if you're left-handed, right-handed. You can see it is a comfortable gun. Like I said, it's not too heavy at all, and the size, of course, it's bigger than a pneumatic gun, but it's still not big at all compared to some of the other larger gauge size nail guns on the market. Now the Hitachi, real similar layout, platform, almost identical in size and weight. I'm sure I could get my measurement out and look at it and find the exact sizes, but in all things considered, it's pretty much the same. So you got your same magazine clip. It does have a belt clip you can put left or right as well. It has a light pretty much in the same spot. It does come with an extra tip, but this has got a different tip, more flatter tip for getting in larger areas, and that tip that it comes on it like that is more pointy for getting into those littler spots when you're shooting on the molding. So that's pretty much all the little features on it. Well, except you can turn the light on and off here and check your battery on it, because these older batteries don't have a battery gauge on them. The new Metabo branded batteries all do. So the biggest difference between these I've found is the safety tip on them. So the Metabo Hitachi is loose, and you use almost no pressure to push it at all, and then once you engage the trigger, if it senses that there's pressure or something from keeping it going, it will shoot, but if there's nothing, you pull the trigger, it'll kind of push it out like that. The Makita is spring-loaded, kind of more traditional, so you do have to use a little bit more pressure to push it in. I haven't really had any trouble with making any dents or anything in any kind of wood, so it's those are the two biggest differences. You don't really notice it once you're shooting. This is the Makita side. This is 1-inch Senko pins into poplar molding and into 3/4 inch birch plywood. So that's the Makita side. Now this is the Hitachi side. Basically, I mean, both of them are sunk every single nail, no problem. They'll shoot up to 1 3/8 pins. I generally don't use pins that long just because you start getting that long, you do have a little bit more of them. Sometimes they'll stay proud. 1 inch is about the sweet spot for both of these nail guns. They will shoot 1 3/8 pins. I'll show you how sometimes you get a little inconsistent firing when you get the pins as far as maxing out the size, but that's pretty much the consistent results I've gotten from both of the guns. I will talk a little bit about the firing operation of both of them. The Makita is a little bit smoother, a little bit less recoil, and a little bit quicker. The Hitachi does feel just a tiny bit clunkier and just a little bit slower on the trigger, and a little bit more recoil. So the Makita does feel nicer there. So let's talk batteries on these two real quick. So the guns have an excellent balance with the slim pack batteries on them. You start putting the bigger packs on them, the 5.0, 6.0 packs on it, it makes the gun feel really unbalanced. And don't even think about putting the multi-volt 8 amp hour battery on that thing. It's about the same size as the gun almost. But so really when you're working with these guns, you want to use the slim packs. Now Makita, the biggest they make is a 2 amp hour, but Hitachi, they make a 3 amp hour. And Hitachi's battery prices, or Metabo I should say, Metabo HPT, their battery prices are really reasonable. You can get a 3.0 cheaper than you can get the Makita 2.0. With that being said, though, I've never had a problem with the Makita and the runtime on it, and of course not the Hitachi at all. So I don't know the exact number of nails, but I know I can go all day on one battery with these, with the amount I shoot. So just another thing to think about. So both these guns have dry fire lockouts. One bad thing about the Hitachi is that there's a lot of nails still left in the magazine when the dry fire lockout is engaged. Most guns have a 3 or 4 or 5 nail left in the magazine when that dry fire lockout is engaged, such as the Hitachi, or such as the Makita there. But the Hitachi, that might not look like a lot, but that's about 20 nails left there that are still unfired when the dry fire lockout engages. So the first couple times I used this, I thought it had broke and it wasn't firing for whatever reason, because I opened it up and I said, oh, there's still plenty of nails in there. But then after playing around with it, putting more nails in it, I realized that it just has a lot of nails left when that is engaged. So just something to think about. So you have less, if you only have one clip of nails, you have actually less nails that this can fire compared to that'll leave just a few nails left.
Alright, so both of these guns definitely have their place. If you're going to be running pins all day, lots and lots of stuff, I would say probably you're going to want to stick with pneumatic for your main gun still. And maybe if you like to have, if you don't want to take the hose or the whole compressor up the stairs for a little thing, or you find yourself having little spots you need to do it, these are great. Also, if you're not using these all the time, but for across for your little returns and stuff like that, but then you're using bigger gauge nail gun, these are great. Like I said, probably not going to replace your pneumatic gun if you are doing all day long. But they do a very good job, especially at the 1-inch pins. You start getting a little longer than the pins that max out 1.25 inch, 1 3/8 pins. They will start to have a little bit more difficulty setting the nails. Really hard maples is probably that's not going to happen with those pins. But 1-inch pin seems to be the sweet spot. Really, it fires and drives them all the way even. And white oak, I've had luck with that. One of the things I will note is that you do not want to use cheap nails with these guns, such as the quarter cable nails that you get at Home Depot big box store. I heard people had bad experience about it. I've always used the Senko nails, never had any bad issues with it. I can see why some of these guns might have gotten bad reviews before in the past, because maybe you've used these cheap nails, because I put these nails in these guns, and both of them immediately. I think this Makita fired 2 or 3 and it jammed up, and it would do that every single time with these cheap nails. So you want to use the Senko nails. I've also heard Grex nails. A couple other people that I know have used Grex nails have had good luck with those, and I haven't had any trouble using good quality nails. So maybe you see some of those bad reviews out there or something on it, where people talk bad about the guns. It's because they're using cheap nails. Now finally on these guns, we're gonna which one would I choose? Bottom line, finally was gonna have one. I get the Makita. It is a little bit smoother of a gun when it fires. Power wise, they're about the same, but the whole dry fire lockout on this thing kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, as far as still 20 pins in the magazine when it locks itself out. But other than that, other than this one being a little bit smoother and you can fire up to about 3 or 4 pins left, they're pretty similar. If you're not on the Makita platform, you're on the Hitachi or Metabo platform, and you're looking for a gun to use light, medium duty, I'd say get this one, but I wouldn't maybe rush out and put yourself on the Makita platform just for that if you're on this. But both of them great for what they are, so I hope this helped make any decisions if you're looking at them. So if you want to see more, I hope you like, subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to see more of my reviews, more daily stuff, smaller stuff, go visit my Instagram channel there. And hope you like it. Thanks.